G'day everybody, welcome back to another Baby Walt Millsy YouTube video. Look at the roster. So we'll go to squads. As you know, and as we most people will recommend, is working on your newer teams, but knowing a bit more about where they're useful. If you want to just focus on a few of the newer teams and only get them to a certain point, what's my recommendation? We'll sort of cover that now. So the squads tab's very good. It does give you the recent order, and you can see which game mode they're useful for. The latest team, Eclipse, you can see it is primarily a Crucible team, but also you can utilize them in Battle World. So you're getting like a 2 game mode bonus there. And then seeing where this team sort of fits in the events that are coming out is also worth your while. Previous to that, Champions being a raid team. And then if we pop down to Winter Guard, which was our first new stat team, first team of the year, Winter Guard and Champions are what we are using to unlock Eclipse, which is obviously part of the Daring Warriors. And then with that Daring Warriors team that's out at the moment, Speedball, as we record this video, is the Twitch drop. So you're getting 10 shards for Speedball. Otherwise, you're relying on using your power cores or real money to grab him. Daredevil and Jessica Jones, you reworked characters. Daredevil is only available utilizing the shop credits in that store, and Jessica Jones is farmable in Villains Node 4.6? 4.9. Close, 4.9. So yeah, that's where you can go and farm her. Now, we're on the cusp to hopefully being informed of a new team, so that will be good. But with the anniversary, which we're going to cover shortly, there's some opportunities for some new characters there. With the events at the moment, if you haven't been doing these as a leveling player, then you've been missing out. So let's start with the We Are the Champions event. So once you get through all this and you get your rewards, it is farmable, and these events are good to take advantage of whilst they are in the game. So they all have a different energy. So utilizing all those different energies to get your XP and your shop credits at a free-to-play level is highly recommended. So you should be able to do it, I think, get 2 currency refreshes in a day if you're logging in multiple times. But yeah, I do highly recommend before you log out, make sure you use all that energy and then come back in and use it when you log back in. So we're just going to do that. Pick up our XP and our shoppy credits, and we'll go have a look at the shop in a moment, and I will recommend who I would be working on, depending on how much shop credits you have, if you're spending it on gear, if you've been a bit of a cheeky spender and you have none left, who would I recommend prioritizing on so you can actually not burn through it all. But before we finish off in there, so with the events, there's also In From the Cold has returned. If you completed it previously, it's another one where you can come in and just farm that up. And as stated before, the Eclipse Lost event, which ends in 5 days as time was recorded on this video, is where you unlock Eclipse. So Winter Guards or Champions are gear tier 14 and level 75. So if you're at level 75 and you have 5 of those Winter Guard or Champions, you can have 3 Winter Guard, 2 Champions, or 4 Champions, 1 Winter Guard. It doesn't matter. You'll be able to unlock Eclipse at 1 star. To get the 2nd star, you will have to be level 90 and so on to get more stars for Eclipse. So keep working on those teams. once this event has complete, there will be a Red Star event for Eclipse, which I believe is planned to have slightly more stricter guidelines in terms of which team you have to use. Instead of just being able to use a mixture of both, you may have to use one or the other. But we'll see what happens when that is released. The other event we want to have a quick look at, which is part of the current 8th year anniversary. We're going to have 5 weeks of fun. You have the story event, which you can get in there and get some little goodies. You'll get 100 Wolverine shards at the end of that. Obviously, free stuff is good. And you have the Pandemonium Challenge event. There is the Eddie event for your newer, lower level players. And then there's, at the higher level, there is another event, which is the Chad event, where you can get the upgrade tokens for 5 characters at the 105 G20 mark, which is awesome. If you are not at that point, then you can come in and you can get the 5-star unlock. So just to, well, we won't show you Cap, just to show you, who haven't I leveled? Probably Dakin. So my Dakin's currently a level 45, 3 stars, gear tier 8 abilities, the basic 5, 4, 3, 2. No ISO. When I get the upgrade token, this is what I get. So this is pretty good. Free stuff for free stuff, you know. Now, because it's a 5-week thingo, first week we are getting, or we got Wolverine and Deadpool. And then Cap will be week 2, Spider-Man week 3, Dakin week 4, and in week 5 we get the costumes for the Retcon team. Deadpool's costume is going to be provided somewhere else. I can't remember where at this point. We'll figure it out. So yeah, here we have She-Hulk. I think there's a bit of a mixed reaction in the community of these skins. Let us know in the comments below what you think about these skins. I think it's good to go in a different direction myself. And I think the Jeffrey one's probably my favorite out of the lot. But yeah, we've got Jeffrey as Gwenpool there. Rightio, so that is the events, and also progression-wise, make sure you keep plugging away on this. It's pretty highly looking like Jubilee's going to be the next legendary rework, so get in there and get that done. What you're looking for is 6-star Pim Tech or Tech Heroes. So our recommendation would usually be the newer characters for value's sake. However, as a new player, it's going to be a little bit challenging to get Moon Girl, Night Thrasher, and Warlock. Star-Lord has been reworked, and you should be able to get Star-Lord pretty easily because of the legendary event. So it could be a useful one. Same as Iron Man. Another, yeah, these, as you can see, I've already got these 2 at max stars with their event. Other recommendations, you could look at Big Time, potentially Kestrel, because obviously you get her in the Dark Dimension, and you do need some of the originals for the Apocalypse saga. Just depends on where you want to go on sort of some of the old teams, but there is some useful war teams in there. Alpha Flight's been replaced in the raid, but if you've already got Guardian built, Guardian still has uses in CC and whatnot. That's another area you can go. I still highly recommend trying your hardest to get all of the Mega Red. It looks like I just need stars for, well, Spider-Man I can level up, I just haven't done it. Iron Man's gear to come up, and then I want one more at 7 star, which, like I said at the start, Hulk would be a choice because of getting stars quickly. But if you're looking for, you know, I guess newer characters with better usability, it would be any. Actually, you know what? Depending on the rework, Captain America could probably be a very viable option with the Best Buddy team. So there we have it. All right, everybody. Something that's on at the moment in your milestones is GearFest. So when GearFest started on this account, we had this one available. So this was leveling up characters to tier 14 to tier 15. So this is actually really good for XP and materials whilst you're leveling. There is a heck of a lot of XP, so really, really good. And since that time, I reached level 85, so we then opened up this next one, which is Gear Tier 15 and Gear Tier 16, which we'll probably be able to do 16 soon if we have the resources. So make sure you get in and claim all these. Look at your roster, and if you're able to increase them, make sure you do so. There we go, 88. What I would recommend is, if you were like me, if you're close to going to the next level, there, 89, see, all that XP. If you were close to go to the next level of milestone, make sure you don't level those up until you get there. So if you can now do Gear 15 and you haven't got this one open, I would wait probably a day for it to pop, and then you'll be able to get in there and get that done. But yeah, we love completing milestones, so make sure you always check in milestones, your events. There's still a bit of a bug on with the milestones where they don't say what you have to redeem, so make sure you are going in at the start of your playing session and the end of your playing session to check all these milestones and make sure you're not missing out on all these goodies. But yeah, that's my last little tippy tip. Having a good time. But yeah, thanks for watching. Bye!